guys check if I'm writing it right.
Completely good.
And that,
Not exactly.
that's got to be the profit that I generate, right? But they didn't ask for the profit.
Sir, and then you say profit is equal to revenue minus expenses.
1,262,500.
You want to do it that way? So if we do it that way, then our revenue is going to be n times 2 million.
Yeah.
And then we're going to subtract that again?
Yes, that's how you did it, sir. That's why I said it's complicated.
It's divided by the number of tickets.
We would just take this and divide by the number of tickets, right? I think so too, yeah. Because if you divide that by the number of tickets, that is basically your profit per. No, you can't just divide by the number of tickets.
This is your profit rate.
That's your total profit.
That's our
It equals tickets times expense price.
No.
No, you subtract.
No.
If you want to do anything, you just
No.
subtract it.
No.
Yeah, that's actually what we do to get the price per ticket. Divide out all that by 2 mil.
What is that, 2 million you said?
Yeah. Oh, no, oh, you said. The middle of this?
Hang on, let's call this, that's E. Like that. So then N is, oh, hang on. No. N is, this is the number of tickets sold, right? No, this is the number of tickets sold. This is the price per ticket. Right? So we'll call this X. So this is your price per ticket times, no. Yeah, price per ticket times the number of tickets sold, right? Minus your expenses, which is that, equals that. That makes sense. So then, sure.
In here, this is profit equals revenue minus
For
expense.
E, hang on, please. Double check.
Sir, Mr. Say, have a question.
Hang on. Yeah.
Sir, over here. Okay, should the profit be 0.4 times the revenue?
Yeah, if you're doing
Oh
that,
shoot, profit is,
This is not.
Yes. So you just divide by.
yeah. Profit is no, that's, yeah, you're right.
so you only got to divide it.
It's 40%, right?
Yeah, it's not possible.
It's
So
not
don't change
1.4,
it.
it's 40%.
So don't change it. Don't.
No, hang on.
So listen to Jamie for a second.
Just finish. Yeah, so 40% of cost is going to be equal to that, right? And
When you bring each dollar set, it'll be 1.4 again.
And yeah, when you take the total revenue is going to be the total number of tickets sold times the cost per ticket less the expenses, which are that. So if I do that, what is that?
No. Yes, it's going to be 1.4. What Jamie said.
That's why I already checked.
That's right, though. That makes sense.
That gave me 88 cents. The back says $1.05.
I don't care about what the back says.
Sir, I think you made a mistake.
Where?
This part, the middle part should be the expected value. We should be the 10 to the power of 6 multiplied by the 1 plus 5 plus. I mean this.
No, I know what you're saying, but no.
I think you should use this.
Look, if I'm making 40% profit, right? That we agreed that it's 40% of expenses that I'm getting on top of my cost.
No, sir, 40% of the revenue, not 40% of the expenses.
40% of revenue? It's not of expenses?
That can be a mistake.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Is that the definition of profit?
Yeah, like revenue minus expenses equal profit.
No, profit is defined as revenue minus expenses, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you mean exactly? That doesn't mean, there's a 40% profit on, but that doesn't have anything to do with that statement.
40% of the revenue, not 40% of the expenses.
How do you know?
No.
How do you know?
It doesn't.
No, it is right. It's 40% of expenses.
Says who? Why is it 40% of revenue?
Because that's the profit, right?
If you spend $100, okay? You spend $100 to make something, right? And I paid you $200 for it.
Okay, my profit is 100, yeah.
Oh, so then you're agreeing with us. That's. You just said your profit is 100%.
So it's 1.1 multiplied by 100.
Your number is going to come, right? You're saying that it's only based on the. You're saying the profit is only based on what you sell at your price, the selling price.
Wait, sir.
Right?
Sir.
Which is going to be greater, right? I'm saying that it should only be based. We're defining things differently. We're just defining things differently. Yeah.
So this is a lottery game, which means that the prices may not be all given out. Like,
I have to. I'm assuming they're all given out.
but like, why don't you use the probability distribution so that we can use the.
Why do I need to use the probability distribution?
Because the question is in the chat.
What do I need to? What do I need to use the probability distribution for?
Because, like,
You can't, because you're saying basically that you're assuming that you don't sell all the tickets. So what? But you're
I'm saying that I sell all the tickets.
okay. So if I sell all the tickets, it's fine.
But
My expense is all of those prizes, right?
But like, some people may not get one of the prizes. They buy the ticket, they don't get prize.
Yeah, but if I get all prizes go out. If you sell all the tickets, all of the prizes go out. So the total expense, I think that's totally right.
Sir, I think Ken doesn't know how lottery works.
I know how it
He
works.
does, but he doesn't understand this question.
I bought it, but I never get it.
Okay, but what does this work out to? What does this work out to?
Something. A number.
Don't be too lazy here. Never do it.
No, this is good. What does this work out to?
Let me find the.
I'll just make a note. Note, textbook uses revenue here.
How do we know?
How do we know?
Because that's what he said.
Did you get the answer same as back of the book?
Yeah, but it's good, as I said.
Like you do it like this, right?
Like,
It's 40% of revenue, right?
yeah.
But that's
I'm doing it as 40% of expenses. Yeah. What's this number?
But it is that only expensive in reality.
I'm not a businessman, so I don't know what the
No,
definition
you're
is.
right.
.833.
Improve.
I did that. That's
Okay, you make something with $100, right?
.888.
And then you sell it for $200.
0.8.
What's your profit?
0.8.
100% equals to 1
that-
multiplied by what? Expenses or
That's what the
revenue?
answer is, but the back is
Expenses.
the back answer is right from this question.
If you write it down, you'll get.
Are we done? Thank you.
他就把这个当 expense， 但是我觉得应该用那个
Okay, so any questions on this?
因为他说是0.4
Is there a part B?
是的，它是0.4 expense 等于
Access is supposed to be done.
No, but the back is
是0.4 expense。
No,
I've done this question before. The back
it's
was
not
right.
revenue, it's the 40% of
It's
expenses.
not a question of whether the back is wrong or the back is right. It's a question of how you're defining the question. So the back is defining 40% profit as 40% based on revenue.
But that's wrong.
So in other words, on the selling price. So if you sell an item for $100, okay, then profit will be 40% profit will be selling it for $140. I'm basing the 40% profit not on the $100 you sell it for, but on the cost it took to make it. So if it was $60 to make, I want to make 40% on 60. So 40% profit on rev. So the book's answer is going to be higher, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the book answers higher? Is the book's answer higher?
It's $1 something.
Because 40% of revenue is always greater than 40% of cost. So what's the book's answer?
It's higher. $1.
So there you go. It's a question of how you define things. The book defines the profit based on 40% of revenue. I'm defining it based on cost. Okay? It's the only difference. You can do it either way. It's a badly defined question. Yes. Huh? Okay.
How can we define this? Third is all the revenue. How can you define it?
Okay, next question.
Okay, so you see the
Profit.
But that's your cost. How much you different things to say, like,
Most casinos have roulette wheels. In North America, these wheels have 38 slots. Number 1 to 36, 0 and 0, 0 and
1 to 36 what?
1 to 36 and 0 and then double 0. I go 0 and double 0. The 0 and the double 0 are 103.
Or what?
Are 103.
the revenue.
And then half of the other numbers are red and half are black.
if you divide this by that, you get something
No,
like
not like this, like that.
A ball rolls around the wheel and there's
Say that again? Guys, we'll go. What are you guys? You probably want to see this question now, right? You're losing this.
I'm trying to convince you.
It's nothing to convince. You can do it both ways. It's just a question of how you define things. I don't know how business people define it. Do they define profit based on revenue or do they define it based on cost? Who knows? You could define it either way.
Because it's profit. You put something in, you get something back. The profit.
I agree. It makes sense to me. But maybe in the business community they define profit based on selling cost. I don't know. Let's move on. You could.
That would be less than 1 based on selling.
I don't know. No. It's going to be higher if it's based on selling costs because you're generating profit based on the cost plus the fact plus the profit. Right? It would be higher. That's why his number's higher. But who cares? Moving on. Okay, go on. 38 slots on the roulette machine. Numbers 1 to 36. Half of them are red. Half of them are black. 0 is green. Double 0 is green. Sorry. Yeah, 0 is green. Double 0 is green. Yeah, go on.
a ball rolls around the wheel and there's
What?
a ball
Yeah.
rolls around the wheel and
Yeah.
there's bet on which slot the ball will slot. If a player guesses correctly, they
Well, they bet on which slot the ball will fall in, yeah?
If the player guesses correctly, the casino pays out according to the table bet. Now, for question
If the
A,
player guessed correctly, the casino plays out according to how much
the bet was.
the bet was.
So, for question, for number A, it says, calculate the house advantage, which is the casino's profit, as a percent of the total amount wagered. For
Hang on,
each
house
of the,
advantage, which is a percentage profit,
which is the profit for the casino,
yeah,
casino profit, as a percent of the total amount wagered for each of the following bets.
as a percentage of total amount
Wagered
wagered
for each of the following bets.
for each of following.
Assume that each player bets, assume that players bet their have their bets placed back in you.
Yeah, okay. So what are the bets?
For I, simple number, bet, payout ratio is 35 to 1.
Hang on. I,
Ahmed, that's one.
Huh?
It's one in Greek. That's not I.
yeah, go ahead.
Single number bet,
Simple number bet. Single number bet.
payout ratio is 35 to 1.
Yeah.
Red number bet is 1 to 1.
Hang on. Well, single number bet. Red. Okay, so
Red numbers,
hang on.
yeah, there's 5 of them.
Hang on. Bet type.
22. 25. No, 25. 30.
And then payout
Yeah,
I
ratio.
wonder who's.
22 is fair and 25 is
red
good.
numbers,
Is this 2?
You can never get it.
1 to 1.
Oh, so you're speaking with your lowest?
Odd numbers, six numbers, that's where I speak.
We are waiting to see you.
6 number group. Okay.
5 to 1.
Otherwise,
6 number group means that you chose,
One person chooses 6 different numbers.
and they only pay you 5 to 1?
Yeah,
Oh, but there are only 30.
38 numbers.
Yeah, okay.
And then the 12th number group is 2 to 1.
I see. Yeah, I'm thinking this should be harder, but then there are only so many numbers, right?
2 to 1.
Okay.
Now we have to calculate
Now wait a minute. When it says payout ratio, I assume this means that for every dollar that I bet, they give me 35 back. So for every dollar I bet, so this is the best. If I choose one number, right, and for every dollar I bet, I get 35 back. Make sense? Okay, I'm still trying to understand. Well, I'm trying to understand. Casino profit as a percentage of total amount wagered.
what is it?
For each of following bets.
Wait, let's just say.
Yeah.
Chen doesn't know what's a casino.
It's a place you go where you lose money.
Gamble.
It's a place for gambling. Or you can call it a place where you pay your taxes.
This seems hard. So we need to figure out. For every dollar that the person bets for each game, we need to figure out how much of that dollar, on average, goes to the house.
So why don't you use one of those methods?
I am gonna try. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Okay.
So basically we have to do every time the person gets it wrong. Like, they don't get their number chosen. So the casino makes a profit.
Hang on. This is odd. This is odd, right?
Yeah.
Well, we can think about it.
We can turn it to problem.
No. It's not odd.
Is it odd?
No, it's not odd.
You know
It
that
is?
thing about.
Oh, yes.
I just know plus one, but we're just.
It's not odd.
I mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see your 8.
I have to think. I need a few minutes. You think? I
I don't
need.
get a 9, I'll get a 8.
So.
If you get an A, I will buy you a coffee.
Actually gonna like.
If you don't get it, buy me a coffee.
I think what we want to figure out is the expected value on average. If I can figure out on average, if I can figure out the expected value of this particular outcome, right? It's going to be. Bless you.
Thank you.
Or the probability.
The casino pays according to the time of the event.
I'm still thinking. Does anybody know? Well, I want to think.
I'm assuming the 00 and the single zero don't mean anything. Like they are not any special characters.
They're a number, I'm assuming, but
Yeah.
there are 38 numbers, basically.
Huh? So basically, if you choose,
I'm still thinking.
No basis.
wait, sir, for the third one,
This is so hard, I have to think.
for the odd numbers with the 0 and the 00 count for no.
Oh shit, no, they don't.
Huh?
They're not.
But I'm still thinking of a general way to solve it. If I know the probability, I know I have a 5% chance. What's the probability that you get a single number?
1/35. No, what?
Well, don't these count as numbers?
Yeah, they do. The only point.
No, 1 out of 38.
Yeah. The point of the green and the double green is for the.
What, 36, 37, 38.
The next one is 1/18.
So,
Where's my calculator?
Because green, there's two greens. And the reds are only half the green.
Please give me that made in China pack. So that is
okay.
Give him himself back.
Give me my calculator.
1 out of 38 means that you succeed, the player succeeds, right?
Yeah.
And that means,
Pictures from last year's
what?
That means 34. No,
Why do you multiply by 35?
I'm not sure yet.
Oh, you're not sure?
I'm not sure yet.
minus negative $1.
Let's think about this.
Oh my. That's
7 out of 38 times. Before we record this, let's think about this. 7 out of 38 times.
Well, we're already recording, so
I did a.
No, but you're paused, right?
I got a 150.
You'll have to edit it. 7 out of 38 times. No, the other way. The other way. The other way.
That's not
Hey,
Hey,
26.
At the end of the rest of the.
You are stupid.
yeah, skip that.
And again, 1/38.
Alright, follow me. S-T-U-P-I-D.
I'm gonna explain it again for the sake of the video camera, okay? If you're interested, that's fine. Shh. You're a little quiet. Okay, so in this particular question, it was, what's this game called? Roulette?
Roulette, Russian roulette.
Roulette, they define. It's not Russian roulette, I know. They define 6 types of bets. Single number. Guys, I need quiet. They define single number bet, red number bet, odd number bet, 6 group bet, 12 group bet. The table, the whatever, the spinning thing has 38 slots, 1 to 36. Guys, sorry, I need a little bit of quiet right now. Rohan.
I'm sorry.
Okay. 1 to 36, and then there is 0 and a 00. They said that half of these numbers are red, half of these numbers are black, the 0 is green, the 00 is green. They said that for each of these types of, so you can bet on a particular number, you can bet that you have a ball on a table and it spins. You can bet that, this means that you're betting on the ball falls on a particular slot. This means that you're betting the ball falls on a red slot. This means you're betting the ball falls on an odd slot. You're picking the 6 numbers and you're hoping the ball falls on any one of those. You're picking 12 numbers and you're hoping the ball falls on any one of those. If you go with this bet for every dollar you bet, the casino pays you 35. If you bet $1, the casino pays you $1. If you bet $1, the casino pays you $1, so on and so forth. We were asked to calculate the house advantage, which is defined as casino profit, which is the percentage of the total amount wagered for each of the following bets. So what I figured was, let's figure out on average per bet how much money the casino takes in, and then divide that amount by the total amount that the person bets per bet. And we did it on the basis of these numbers. So that's going to be $1 because this is the amount that the person bets. So the denominator is $1. This is going to be the amount of money that the casino makes, right? The profit, if you will. So basically what I'm calculating is expected profit, right? You can use the expected value equation if you want, which is multiply each of the possible outcomes for a particular type of bet times the likelihood that that outcome will happen. In the first case, your likelihood, well, in each particular case, the house wins or it loses. But it changes from bet to bet. So in this particular case, if you're talking about a single number bet, 1 out of 38 chance that the bettor wins, in which case the house loses 35 bucks. And if the house loses, if the bettor loses, which is very likely, 37 out of 38, the house has made the $1 that the bettor has put down on the table, right? Because the house, the bettor gets nothing back. They basically lose the amount of money that they paid in order to play the game. And that works out to 2 out of 38 in dollars, 2 over $38. When you divide that by $1, you get 2 over 38, okay? And then we just followed that through for each bet. To get a red number, we said, well, half of 36 is 18. There are 18 red numbers. 18 out of 38 is the probability that the guy gets a red number, in which case the house has to pay the person $1. The other 20 options correspond to, again, the house getting $1 that the person bet. Came out to 2 out of 38. When you go through each and every one of these scenarios, your initial number corresponds to the amount of money that the house loses multiplied by the probability that they lose, plus the probability that the house wins times the amount of money that they generate per bet. And since we're working off of each of these corresponds to the amount of money that the person bets each time, which is $1. You divide by that amount to get a percentage. And you notice that they all come out to 2 out of 38. And we figured that's probably the case because, remember guys, I'm putting the chalk here. Because that way the house can know how much money they make without worrying about what types of bets people make. They just know that on average they're always going to make 2 over 38 dollars per $1 bet. Make sense, Dave? Did you do the question?